Hi everyone, it's Amina Jaman, Art Director of International Filmmaker Festival of New York, IFFNY, and specialist in American drama. Today, I have incredible guests from different countries, and it's my honor to present participants of New York Nil Gallery's 5th edition. Hi, New York Elite Press, Denise Altunash, hi, Fuzzy Mirix, if I'm not mistaken. Hi, everyone, thanks for joining. I'm so happy that we will talk, with these incredible talents from all over the world. So, today I have 5 guests: Sharon, George, Sankalp, Jack, Pamela, Richie, and Susie. So, I saw George from Tbilisi, Georgia, joining us, and he might be the first one. But before he joins, I want to say that New York Nil Gallery was founded in 2017 by Mrika Krasniqi and Anil Zogliani. And New York Nil Gallery will give 20 awards in such nominations: Best Photography, Best Painting, Best Portrait, Best Human Rights Image, Best Image of Nature, Best Image of Life, Best Music Video Awards, Best Female Singer, Best Male Singer, of course, Best Band, Best Directing, and Best Design, Best Makeup, Best Song, Best Original Video, Best Animation, my favorite, Best Installation, Best Student Project, Best Experimental Work, and Best Virtual Reality. How about that? Hi, yes, New York Elite Press. Hi, Ermira. Thanks for joining from New York. Congrats to the official selection. Yes, congrats to everyone. Guys, you all did a great job. All the works are incredible and original. And I want to say that not only professional artists can join and participate at New York Nil Gallery's edition. Amateurs also join, and no matter what level of your skill, you can participate and you can win. And artists meet here and later collaborate together. And it's incredible. Hi, Nazir. How are you? So happy to see you. Hi, Abazamayde, Nartogan Film Festival. Hey guys, from Istanbul joining us. I'm so happy to see you. Yes. Hi Nazir, he's from Cherkesk. Oh, this crowd is absolutely incredible and truly international. And no wonder, because New York Nil Gallery is one of the leading platforms of international photographers, painters, and musicians. And, it shows so many great works in different styles, and I saw incredible music videos, wonderful animation short films, fantastic song. I heard fantastic songs, beautiful instrumental music. Hi, Mrika Krasniqi, founder of New York Nil Gallery and International Filmmaker Festival of New York, just joined us. So happy to see you. Hi. So greetings to everyone from Moscow. Right now I'm here, but I'm with you, with all of you guys in New York and all over the world. Ali, hi. Oh, we have so many incredible guests. Let's see. Sharon is here. Yes, Fuzzy, that was you. So Sharon will join us in a sec. I hope you guys can hear me. And I'm not just talking to myself, right? Hi, Sharon.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good, and you?
I'm well, thanks. It's a little nerve-wracking to be here, but it's okay.
Yes, I'm so happy to see you. You are our first guest and first participant. And I want to say to our viewers that Sharon wrote a beautiful music, incredible instrumental music. It's in the category of a song, but I find it as a beautiful instrumental music, right? So you want to talk about that? I want to say the title of the work, The Muse and His Angel, and so beautiful. And I mean, I listened to it, I enjoyed it a lot. The melody is so beautiful. Where did the inspiration come from?
Yeah, so I kind of think of it as a soundscape, and I've said to other people, it kind of wrote me more than the other way around. I was adopting a cat,
Mm-hmm.
And I met someone, the person who was selling the cat had to sell the cat because he lost his job, his car was in it, like everything was just so wrong. And but he wanted this cat to be well cared for. So I think I was the third person. Like, he turned down three people before me. And then I ended up at the cat. But as I got to know the person a little bit, because he wanted me to send pictures and everything, I really started to realize what a hardship he was in. He had suffered a lot of abuse and had related like mental anguish as a result. And he was in such severe socioeconomic, you know, decline. We don't always know people. We don't always recognize that that's going on. And yet he was optimistic and he was courageous and he was doing everything he could that he could manage. And it just really, really affected me. And I just started writing, and it, in the different parts of the song, if you hear them, there are some that sound almost angry. That's me processing the abuse of this when this boy was young, and then trying to provide support and help. So it sort of weaves all the way through that. And I even started a GoFundMe. I've never done that before, but again, just so moved by trying to help this person. So it hasn't reached its goal, but I'm hoping. And the cat is with me somewhere around here.
Wow, where is it?
But yeah, it really was writing very passionately. It really took me over in a way that
And
doesn't
it
happen very
sounds passionate, and you feel the pain and you feel the beauty, you know. And I loved the melody so much, and especially like the piano parts, you know, beginning and the middle are so beautiful. And it can be performed with an orchestra, you know, like a
yes.
concert for piano and orchestra. Why not? Like one day,
I think that
it's
would be
absolutely
so
possible.
interesting. I think that would be amazing. Yeah.
Yes. So Sharon, tell me, what was the last album you bought as a listener?
It's by a Dutch band called Haven. They have
Hmm.
only an EP and an album on, and their music is just incredible. And it's funny that you say this. So they took some of their songs and created an EP and recorded it with an orchestra, even though the originals were not orchestral. So just you saying, "Hey, you could record that with an orchestra," I'm thinking of what Haven did and
Why
thought, "Oh
not?
my gosh."
Yeah, I
Yeah.
kind of feel it, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
And you know, like it's the highest level when you perform your music with a live orchestra. You know, like Metallica did with San Francisco Orchestra. That was fantastic. And when I met Kirk Hammett, I told him that, you know, it's just like my favorite work of theirs. You can listen to it, you know, nonstop again and again, and you can watch that concert like with pleasure. And it's just incredible when the melody is great, when the lyrics are strong, and when there is a real strong message in your material. It's beautiful, and you can arrange it different ways. So Sharon, what are you working on at the moment?
So I'm actually working on a couple of projects right now. I'm working on kind of a bookend to this song, which was
Mhm.
written a year ago now. And so I have something that's maybe a little more anguish, I guess, in the song, but of a very similar vein of in terms of being a soundscape and being, you know, big and open. There's that, and I'm also working on a cyberpunk collaboration. So
Wow.
yes, so I
So
like
you like to experiment.
yeah, I like all different genres, and actually cyberpunk speaks to me because it's something that you can listen to help you focus, and you know, sometimes, and it's different. I've always loved it, and but it's very different from the Muse and his Angel. Yes.
So before reading a book, you listen to cyberpunk, right? To
Yeah,
focus.
sometimes, yeah. Or if, you
That's
know, if
your
I'm trying to
advice.
bang out something for work and I just need to focus, I'll put that on in the background and then I can just stay with it rather than getting
Wow.
distracted. Yeah.
That's amazing, Sharon. I'll try it. I want to try it because it's really hard to focus on something today when you have
Yeah.
so many things that distract you, and you know, so much work and so much online work, and you want to go outside and like mix off and online life, but you can't, and
Yes.
you're like, okay, I really need to focus and you know do like one thing at a time, and it's my personal dream to do one thing at a time. I don't want to be like, you know, doing
Well, I
like
think
five things.
we're really built to do one thing at a time, but you know, we keep thinking that we can be effective doing three things at once, and I don't know.
Multitasking, right? Like I knew that I'm multitask, but I don't want to be like that anymore. I just want to focus on I'll listen to Cyberpunk and I'll follow your example soon. And later I'll tell you if that works for me as well.
Okay, sounds like a plan.
Yes, I mean, last album I bought was Bruno Mars album, and that was so many years ago, like 8 years ago, like that. And I'm like, there's something wrong, in the music world. You don't hear beautiful songs anymore. If you hear something, it's just an exception, but not as a rule. And you want to hear more great tracks, more great instrumental music, great soundtracks. And as I say, music is 1/3 of success of any film, of any stage production. If you don't have a great soundtrack, people will not feel the story, that deep, as they do when you have a fantastic music like by John Williams or
Yeah.
Jane Horner, right?
Yeah. And
So
secretly, I do kind of hope The Muse and His Angel someday gets picked up for something like that, because to me, there's a lot of emotion in it, and I think it would support a soundtrack well, but we'll see.
yeah, definitely. It just must be the perfect fit, for the perfect story.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So who is your favorite composer?
Oh gosh, I don't think I have one.
You can name a few.
Gosh, wow, that's hard. It's really hard.
It can
So
be
like I'm really enjoying Haven.
Mhm.
Who else? Well, this is kind of old, but you talked about lyrics, and so Howard Jones always has interesting lyrics, and so
Mhm.
there's actually, I would love to cover a couple of his tunes, because they just, when you listen to them, there's one called A Little Bit of Snow about trying to keep people from destroying themselves with cocaine,
Wow!
Yes,
That was
yeah.
unexpected.
Yeah, it's quite that, but it's very emotional, because there's lines in it that's, please don't destroy yourself with a little bit of snow. I mean, that's just a line that
I know. But when you said snow, I thought it's about snow in the winter, but who knew, right?
No, that's cocaine. Yeah.
So guys, you must be sober, look at me, no rehab, no prehab, no chance for a prehab, and I look like a 14-year-old teenager with a makeup, but I'm 35. Wow, that's what a sober life, makes to you. You stay forever young.
Yes, there's another good one. Yep.
Yes. And who is your favorite artist and entertainer?
Oh, entertainer. I got a lot of respect for Viggo Mortensen. He is so versatile. I mean, he can do stuff, and he knows so many languages, and he gets so deep. So from a like an acting artist perspective, I think he's impressed me a bit. And actually, Jamie Foxx. I didn't know he could do both comedy and drama, and someone had exposed me to some of his drama work, and I'm like, okay, didn't know he had that range. So
yeah, he's fantastic.
yeah.
In the movie Ray, oh my God, he's incredible.
Yeah.
Absolutely
Amazing.
fantastic.
And I'm just going back to composers. There's just so many. I like so many genres. I think that's part of the problem.
It's not a problem, there is no bad genre, there is just great music or bad music, doesn't matter, what genre. So you can name a few classical composers.
I don't know if you know of Christine and the Queens. I'm big. I love to dance, so I'm very fond of her music. But she's also got great lyrics too. So there's another artist I'm kind of into. Yeah, it's hard.
And I always love singers, songwriters, those who write about their own path, their own struggles. And the music is absolutely different, because they know what they sing about, they can express the lyrics as nobody else. It's
True.
not just a singer who sings a great hit, written by someone else. I mean, it doesn't matter how strong your voice is. If you wrote the song and you know what you sing about, nobody can sing it better than you. You know, people
That's
will feel it,
yeah, that's
right?
true. I agree. I think that you know what it meant for you. And the thing about music
Yeah.
is that I can have something in mind when
Mm-hmm.
I write it, but it might speak to somebody on a different level. But that's the beauty of it, right? It's not so precise. That
As long as it speaks,
yeah, as long
it's
as it speaks, I
okay.
agree. You know, it's always your hope that it speaks to somebody in the way they need to hear at that moment in time, or
Yes.
that it speaks to them and they can return to it for whatever catharsis they need.
Mm-hmm.
To me, if I can help even a couple of people that way, you know, when I say help, I mean it's either, you know, make them happy or help them process something they're dealing with, any way that is comes a
Inspire.
positive outcome. Yeah, then that with, you know, that's really, isn't that what it's all about? Is connection?
Absolutely. You know, music touches people's hearts and it's a universal language,
Mhm.
right? Just as money, you know?
Yeah, and right
It
now
doesn't need
people need connection.
translation.
Yeah, yeah. People need money and people need connection right now. It's really,
Yeah.
it's a tough time. Yeah.
And also sport, you know,
Yeah.
everybody loves sport and everybody understands it. If you're faster, you're faster, you know.
Yeah.
You're just Usain Bolt, you know. And if you're not like the fastest, you're number two or number three. But it's interesting and it unites people,
Yeah.
culture and sport. So tell me, uh, is there a movie, you know, your favorite film, you'd like to write an original soundtrack for? You know, if you could, you know?
Oh, a movie that I would so kind of rewrite the soundtrack for.
Yeah, rewrite. You know, you can
Ooh,
add your music, and you think that it will fit perfectly for already existing picture.
interesting.
Yeah.
Wow. So maybe August Rush.
Mm.
Um,
I love Jonathan Rhys-Meyers too.
you're so bad.
I adore him.
um, you know, even, you know what? I'd even go as far as to say Lord of the Rings, like soundscapes and
Mm.
Lord of the Rings. That would be fun to write for something like that.
Yeah,
Um,
actually, your work is similar to what Enya sings, you know?
mhm,
Like a
mhm.
word music style. It's really, really nice. Like a
Yeah,
crossover, like a mix of a pop crossover and instrumental. And
yeah,
I thought that your music, The Muse and His Angel, can be also great as a song, you know, with lyrics.
mhm.
So like
Yeah. You know
in
what?
two
And you
ways.
said Enya, also Enigma. Like you know, the
Oh,
again.
Enigma, yeah.
Yeah.
Great choice. Great choice. And maybe you'd love to sing with someone?
Oh gosh, yeah. You know, I love singing, and I love singing with other people. Um,
Really?
yeah, really.
Nice.
Yeah, there's so many interesting people who would be fun to sing with, honestly.
Of course. Andrea Bocelli.
Oh
I mean,
yeah, he would
who
be
wouldn't
fun.
love
He would
to
be fun.
sing with Andrea Bocelli?
Yeah, yeah. And I think, oh gosh, who was I thinking of? I just thought about it the other day because there was a new video out, and I'm trying to remember what it was. Ah, it'll come back to me. It will come back
Yeah,
to me.
maybe a rock band or a
Yeah,
hip hop star, you know, like a P.
yeah.
Diddy, you know.
I
I'd love to have a duet with P. Diddy,
yeah, there's
Snoop
a few
Dogg.
out there. Yeah. Actually, Maroon 5, that would be fun.
Yes, oh,
Yeah,
it's
because
really
he's got an
this
interesting voice.
love.
Interesting. Yeah, exactly. And then, you know, that would be fun. Maroon 5 would be fun.
Yeah,
Um,
I love their first album. It was incredible. I
yeah.
still have it.
Wow, good for you.
Probably
I have
somewhere there right
I
now.
got the most recent one and really listened to it a lot and thought, you know, of how they've changed, but they still have held a lot of like their undercurrent, you know. Sometimes when bands evolve, they sort of lose who they were. These guys still seem to have held steady, but still evolved and developed. And I think that's really
Yeah,
interesting.
they have their own musical face, right? And their
Yeah.
own music style.
And they know what they're doing with it. You know,
Of
that's
course, you know. As long as you move like Jagger,
Yes,
everything will be
exactly.
fine.
Yeah.
You'll be forever young and in a
Well,
great shape.
talking about Bruno Mars, he would be fun.
Yes.
And
Oh, let's talk about
there's actually
Bruno.
a
I
Benedict
love Bruno.
Cumberbatch cover out there on the internet. I don't know if you've seen it. Benedict Cumberbatch says Uptown Funk. That would be
Oh,
fun.
of course. Uptown Funk you up. I'm gonna kiss
Uptown
myself.
Funk You
I'm
Up.
so
That's it.
proud of him.
I love that
I
song.
love that line. Oh,
I think on
I'm
days
like,
when I'm feeling a little bit bitter, there's is it Ava Max, the Red Button song? Yeah. There are days when I will just sing that around and I have particular people in mind. But
yeah, and I love all his songs, and he's a great dancer, not just a great musician.
yeah,
Michael Jackson, then Bruno Mars. You see the influence, and you
yeah,
see how great Bruno is, and that he continues Michael's, path, right? And
yes.
I love these artists. Oh, so
Well,
great, you know?
they're entire performers, right? They're not just one.
Exactly.
He's got the whole
Exactly.
package. Yeah.
Exactly, like Jennifer Lopez,
Hmm.
or Christina Aguilera, in burlesque, or Cher. You
Yeah.
see them dancing and singing, and I mean, absolutely fantastic. This is the level, anyone should aim for, if you want to make it professionally and on the highest standard level.
Yeah. Yeah. And then I could
So,
see you and me joining into the Rain on Me video. Like you and me could do that, I think.
yeah, why not?
That's a great
Absolutely,
video.
I'd love
We could
to.
have fun with
It will
that.
be an honor. Yes. I'm telling you, everything that's organized by Mrika Krasniqi unites people, unites artists, and at IFFNY, filmmakers from all over the world meet, greet, and later collaborate, and they come back to our festival all the time, with new works. They submit again. They want to come back because they feel the fantastic atmosphere and the creative energy, the real creative energy. And if someone wins at IFFNY or New York Neil Gallery Festival, it's a great push in their career. After that, they win everywhere, Absolutely, no
I'm gonna
kidding.
cross my fingers really, really tight then. Is what you're
Yes, fingers crossed,
Yes.
applesauce. And one of the participants who won Best Animation at IFFNY, Nicolas P. Villarreal, genius director of animation, he won more than 350 awards after our
Wow.
festival. So, like,
That's
no
incredible.
other proof needed. It's not
Yes.
just like
Yes.
one more award or like five more wins, right? In
Yeah.
five
Yeah.
countries, like 350, no kidding, right?
Wow.
So, and
Wow.
it's just like one of 100 examples, right? So, our festival is 11 years old, and this year it will be held in New York offline, yes,
Yes.
in May, at last. And
Yay.
we have incredible filmmakers, and we are always happy to see the greatest talents there. And can't wait to meet the team again, right, live, because, we are all tired of online. Live, we really want to hug each other.
Amen.
The problem
Yes.
is that you can't hug a person you admire, or someone you'd love to hug, like Jonathan Rhys Meyers,
Yeah. Yeah. Who's the
And
cat?
oh, hi, Kat. She looks incredible.
This is the one that started it all off.
Wow, like a queen. Wow, so
He's really,
fluffy. It's like I'm fluffy and I know it,
yeah,
right?
exactly. He does. He knows he's beautiful.
Yeah, I always wanted to have a cat, but like I'm always on the road, so it's
Yeah.
impossible.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, maybe one day when I'll have a home and I'll be home,
Yes, exactly.
I'll have
Exactly.
pets, but what I really want to have is a koala,
A
a live
koala?
koala, a koala,
Wow.
yes, but I can't buy one, it's in a red book and
Yeah,
it's only in the zoo. So I mean, everything I want to have is impossible to buy. That's the problem.
well, then
Starting with
when you
animals.
can't buy everything, well, I guess you
Yes.
could volunteer at a zoo and you could have like your special koala time that
Yeah,
way.
that's my next job. I'm like, I'm done with people. I want to work with animals in the zoo,
That's
and
right.
I want to have a great uh, mood every day when I go to work. I don't want to have stress on set. I
That's right.
want to have a great time in the
That's
zoo,
right. And the
right?
animals don't talk back. So,
They don't talk at all,
yeah.
and they are grateful, unlike people.
Oh my gosh, you make me laugh.
Yes, that's my mission in this world to make people laugh. And I'm actually really great at comedies, and this is my favorite genre. And I want to stay in this genre and write more comedies in the future.
Awesome.
I'm, I'm actually writing a new comedy at the moment, so I really l love hearing people's reactions after the show is done, right? At the theater. So
Yeah.
the humor you put into your lines, that people read it and people react on that. It's incredible. It shows that you really have a sense of humor.
Yes. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not just your guess, right? Or you
Yeah.
think you have it. You have it. It's officially like confirmed
That's right.
when
Right. You get
the show is
validated.
successful.
Yes. Yes.
Absolutely. So tell me, Sharon, when was the last time you watched Grammys? Any like award ceremony, maybe Video Music Awards, MTV. When was it last time?
I honestly can't remember. It's been a while. I feel like, every time I line up to do it, to try to sit down and do it, something else, invades my schedule. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, sometimes I'll catch little pieces or highlights, but I haven't really watched one live in a while. I've gone back and
Mm-hmm.
watched little clips, but I haven't really
On
sat down
YouTube,
and watched the whole
probably.
show. Yeah.
Yeah, I also watch, a few performances on YouTube, after the
Yeah.
show is over. And that's it, last time probably was 2009. And I think it's because uh, of lack of great music. You're not excited to watch the entire show because you will not hear the great songs. So without even talking about music videos, video is a video, it's great, but if
Mhm.
there is no great song, who cares about the video,
That's true. It's true. Yeah, you should be able to ignore the video and listen to the song and enjoy it, but not the other way
Absolutely.
around. You know?
Yes, and I can totally listen to your beautiful music in a cafe, in a restaurant, like a background music. It will be so comfortable, there is no lyrics, no one screams, and even if it's loud, it's a beautiful addition to the atmosphere, and it also will fit perfectly as a soundtrack. That's what a great music is when it doesn't disturb the listener. At home or outside at a cafe, in a restaurant, anyway, sometimes I go to a restaurant and the music is so loud I can't even hear myself. I can't even order something. I
Yes.
can't hear the way, like,
Yeah.
this is too loud. I'm like, are you aware it's not a stadium?
Yeah. And then you can't again, it comes back to connection. If it's too loud, the music is too loud or it's too distracting, then you're not, I sometimes wonder if they make it really loud because they want you to go out the door and get out of the way rather than sit down and have a conversation with someone that you know or don't know. Because, I think there's even now those little moments with strangers. They're not that many of them anymore, partly because you can't see anybody past a mask. And so if someone smiles at you, you have no idea, but I think there's lost those moments.
So they should laugh out loud, so that
Something like
even
that.
through the mask people
Like
get
when
the
you use
reaction.
signals, right? Like, I don't know.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or, your eyes must shine. Then people will
Yeah.
understand you smile, like, like, you're like,
Yeah.
and then you'll
I like the
smile.
way you did that. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, or like if they make a music sound too loud, it's like an aggressive way to ask you to leave, right?
No,
The police.
I do believe that. You know, I've seen you know, at malls, right? Have you ever seen this where you're at malls and right where you know there's a big smoking area, like historically everybody comes out to smoke there, and then they
I
start putting
hate
on
those
kinds of
areas.
music that will
I
drive
have
people away.
allergy.
Have you seen that? Like they actually broadcast music that those people, whoever those people are, is not their thing, so that they'll not stay. You know, it's interesting how music is also being used as like a push element in a way.
Yes, I mean I hate these areas because I hate when someone smokes. It's just terrible smell. And you know, I'm so sad to see a lot of students, young people, smoking outside the universities. You know, and you go like you can't even enter the place. You know, because uh, the smell is terrible. You know, at the entrance, and you're like, oh my God, if I was ahead of this university. I would just like, you know, say, okay, guys, you're not students of this place anymore. You know, like no smoking. So I'll be very okay with like, you know, bye bye, you know, without any regrets, you know.
Yeah. Over
So
there and
George,
stay away. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
yeah, it's just like, are you here, you know, to study or to smoke? You know, people should focus, and before that, listen to Cyberpunk. You know, like.
Oh my gosh.
Because it's not a smoking university, right? You know, it's a real one.
Yeah.
So it's not, you should be inside at the library, you know, not outside smoking, smoking your brains off, right?
I think I touched a nerve when I brought that example up somehow.
Yeah, exactly. You did.
Oh goodness.
You touched the nerve with your piano and melody in your music, and after that with cyberpunk, right?
Yeah.
That's incredible.
I
So
will have to
Sharon,
send you some of my favorite bands and you can try them out. You can
yeah,
go.
oh please do text me on IG direct
I will.
or on the comment section
Okay.
below, like openly. You know, we
Okay.
can share great tastes with everyone, right?
Yeah. Well, whether they agree that it's great taste, that's all relative, but they can try it out. But yeah, I'll put 3 or 4 bands down and you can check them out.
Yeah, I'd love to. So, can't wait to read your short list. I think it's as short as Oscar's short list. So it's definitely great music, no doubt, and no question about that. Sharon, it's my honor to talk to you. Congratulations on your selection,
Thank you.
and good luck.
Thank you.
I hope you'll win. I hope, I mean, everybody is a winner already, but I mean, you should win like after always, you know, and winning should be like a lifestyle, you know, not just uh, a
I
few
like
minutes, you
freestyle.
know, throughout your life. No, it should be like a lifestyle. So I wish you best of luck with all your upcoming projects
Thank you.
and with this particular music, The Muse and His Angel. And your cat is adorable, you know, absolutely adorable. And health to you and to your cat. And I can't wait to talk to other participants. And I say bye to you
Goodbye.
and see you and your beautiful work in the future and hear your music later. And I'll check your other works as well.
Okay. Take care. Thank you very much.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye, Sharon. That was Sharon Hudson from Canada. And now we have George. Where is George? He was here, but he disappeared. Come on, George, where are you? Let me invite you. Or let me go live again and continue this IG Live series with George from Tbilisi. Oh, DR is here. Who joined? George, yes, George, you're here. Yes, I was just talking about you. Where are you? George is a great photographer. He will talk about his art with me.
Uh,
Hi.
hello, hello.
Yes,
I was
you
listening to your
disappeared.
conversation.
Yes, George, so glad to see you. So you just joined from Tbilisi, Georgia, and I was just in
Exactly.
Batumi a week ago. Can you imagine that?
Really?
Yes, it was my first
Wow,
time in
that's great.
Georgia. I loved it. Can't wait to be back.
Great,
I was so
great.
sad my flight wasn't canceled. I wanted to stay longer in this beautiful country with wonderful people and hospitality and
Uh,
everything is fantastic there. So, George,
well,
tell me.
what a coincidence.
Yeah, absolutely. Everybody should go to Georgia, right? So George is from Georgia, right? So your name already represents your country. And I know that you studied photography in Paris. Tell me about
Exactly.
your education.
So I went to Paris. It was in 2009, and I went to the university, and it was a kind of film university. And I graduated the bachelor's degree, then the master's degree, and then I went to a special technical school where they taught us basically everything, the film directing, photography, everything. But I like photography most of all, so
Hmm.
that's why officially we finished filmmaking, but I was a big fan of photography. So I usually say that that's the subject which I like the most. So so
And
yeah,
why
since
not? You
then.
can always go back to filmmaking, or you can also do DP work, right? Because you see the frame, you see the entire picture, you can make it beautiful,
Yeah.
right? Even if
Um,
it's not in the like in
uh,
the original.
I'm doing DP and I'm also a writer. And one of my screenplays is also nominated in one of your other competitions.
Really?
Yeah, really. So I'm
Where?
take. It's New York, but it's the same organization which is doing a screenplay
Like
contest. Yours,
ISC, right?
yes,
Yeah, it's at the
International
same time.
Screenwriters Company. So I'm there as well and here as well,
I mean, you're everywhere,
everywhere, even
George.
here.
The only place you're not at is in Georgia, right? In USA, there are two Georgias, state and
State
country.
Georgia.
So George is in the country, Georgia. And New York Elite Press asks, what was your thesis project or graduation project? Tell us about it.
And my graduation project was a feature film which I made in Paris. Well, actually, it wasn't.
Wow,
It
feature.
wasn't supposed to be a feature film. It was supposed to be a short film, and we were like, okay, we will always do short films, but we have our equipment here. University gives us everything is free of charge. Let's try.
Wow.
And we
Of
tried.
course.
Of course, nobody believed that we could make a feature film. Even us, we didn't believe it. So we said, like, let's see what happens if we already know that. Well, if we make a kind of normal film, they will. If it's a feature film, they will say they will give us the good point. So we made the feature film, and then we liked it, and we started to offer it to the movie theaters. And everybody was saying like, no way, the student film will never be distributed in the cinemas. But it was, and
Wow, congrats. That's incredible.
and
And what was the title of the movie?
the title of the movie, well, in French, it was called Particulier Particulier, which it doesn't really have English translation, so we call the City of Dreams because it's about
Hmm.
Paris. It's so we made the film about Paris. So,
Hmm.
but it
So
was
like
kind of
two
comedy.
particulars, right?
Yes, two
Literally.
particular. Well, it's the name of the agency which for the apartments, and the story is about a young girl who's looking for a flat to. She's a student, and she goes to different interviews, and through her we discover Paris, which is an amazing city, but which also has the kind of dark side, and wanted to show also like the other side of the city. But it's still a kind of light film, which I like. It's something between comedy and magical realism.
Yeah, can you please send me the link? I'd love to watch it.
I will with a pleasure.
Yes, and New York Elite Press says that's amazing. Thanks for sharing. Yes, thanks for sharing. And actually, when you said that a girl in the movie is looking for a flat, I thought that is it French version of Airbnb, right?
No, not exactly. It is you have numbers and you call them. You say like, I would like to rent an apartment for a year. Usually it's for long term, and they say, please send us, please bring this CV and this.
Hmm.
They ask like thousands of documents, and you go there and you think that you are the only one, and you see 50 other people who are standing in the queue, and
So
50
that's
more
real
are
audition
somewhere there.
there, right?
It's real
True
audition, and you
audition.
go there, and you have like 1% of chance of for getting the apartment, because there are, I don't know, 100 people who want the same.
Okay,
And
so it's like a French.
basically there's no criteria, like it's kind of face control. If they like you, then you get apartment. If they don't, well, goodbye.
So the same as in the nightclubs, right? Like you either enter or you
It's
don't.
much more complicated than in the nightclubs.
So it's the French booking.com, right? Almost like that.
Yeah, it's
And you also did a marketing photography for Bouygues
Bouygues,
Constructions. Correct me if
Bouygues,
I'm wrong.
Bouygues is Bouygues
Bouygues.
companies, which is one of the largest construction companies. And I was a
Yes.
student, and they were looking for a photographer, like cheap photographer, to
Mm-hmm.
be honest. And they had a kind of competition for the calendar. And they liked one of my pictures, which they selected for the calendar. And then they asked me if I could work for them for a while. And I was just taking pictures of all their construction sites, and it was very nice. But
Mm-hmm.
I think it was my first job in photography.
Mm-hmm.
But in France, it's huge company. They also have a communication, so all this like cell phone SIM cards. They have their own TV stuff, and it's a huge company. So for the CV, it was quite good. The name, it was good. For the
Mm-hmm.
salary, it was.
Maybe probably that's why they hired you. And so, oh, a brilliant young photographer. We can pay him a little, but he will still consider it an honor to work for us.
This is exactly what happened.
Yeah, so I also know that you did architecture pictures for Wikipedia. Tell us about that.
Well, I started because there was Wikipedia in Georgia, which is a group that they started to make articles in Georgian language,
Mm-hmm.
and they had a database of historical monuments in Tbilisi, in the city, but they didn't have any picture, and we
Mm-hmm.
volunteers. You never get paid; you're just a volunteer, and it's. The only thing they gave me was a T-shirt with Wikipedia, so I.
Sorry about that.
So, but I still like it because
You're
it's a.
lucky, You're very lucky when it comes to works like this.
So I did like the. I did a
Go on.
catalog for Wikipedia of all the historical sites in Tbilisi, but I volunteered. So it was nice. And now if you go on Wikipedia, and if you on Georgian Wikipedia, and if you look for Tbilisi historic monuments, you will see that most of the pictures are mine, and I'm very proud of it. And I still keep the T-shirt.
Yes, I mean it's great, for your portfolio, and also it's your contribution to your country. These incredible pictures will stay there forever, right? So whether you want it or you don't,
Yes.
they are on Wikipedia. Deal with it.
And what I did next, did next, there are what we call unknown places in Tbilisi, because you see some historical buildings, but you don't know what are inside. And no, there were maybe about 10 people who were researching these historical houses in Tbilisi. I was probably among them, maybe 10, 15 people, not more. So I took my camera and went to all these historical buildings inside. And I discovered like abandoned concert halls from the 19th century. I discovered like abandoned prison, which was in the underground Tbilisi, right in the center. abandoned
Wow.
luxury hotels,
Take me
and
there.
these
You
were
know,
places,
I love
yeah,
prisons.
and
I
these
love
were
everything
places
about
which were,
prisons.
and they are so beautiful. And
No
then
doubt.
I started to make a tour for tourists, and I called it George's Secret Places Tour. And I was taking tourists for a ride. I was doing it for 2 years. We were just going in different areas in Tbilisi, in this such kind of places, which are in the city center. Everybody knows from the outside building, but nobody knows what's inside. So we were discovering these amazing places, and I was taking pictures there. And then I made the first exhibition in Tbilisi. It was 2 years ago in the National
Mhm.
Library of these secret places. And we made a Facebook event, and we thought that, well, okay, the subject is becoming popular, and maybe a couple of hundred people may come. And we ended up with 16,000 people, which was too
Wow.
much. It was too much for the
That's
exhibition.
incredible.
We
Trust
didn't
me, too
even
much is better than nothing. Yeah.
we didn't even boost the advertisement. So 16,000 people, like we had like huge queues. I couldn't imagine that, and I wasn't a well-known photographer. Like they just liked the topic, like secrets of Tbilisi. Let's see it, and they
But
came.
after that night, you woke up famous, right?
I woke up famous, yeah,
That's
and
incredible. That was the goal, right?
that was the goal, yeah. Then I gave these pictures to the National Archive, and this year we also made another exhibition in the similar style. And we had, well, because of the pandemic, we had less people, but they were still about 4,000, which was quite a lot.
Wow, that's incredible. So, is it the number that came like to the opening or like throughout like the
Throughout, we had like for the first exhibition when
run?
16,000 came,
Mhm.
we had 1 week, maybe
One
a
week,
little bit
yeah.
more. Yeah, throughout, because in one day 16,000
Hmm.
is just impossible. Just impossible to
Hmm.
fit in the hall. And
No, but maybe like
yeah.
some enter, they watch and then they leave, the others go like the line, why not?
Well,
If it's
that's what
a
we
great
did.
work, the line will
Uh,
be, uh,
uh,
infinite.
and we created the ambience. It was not just an exhibition. We had violin players who were playing like old Tbilisi songs in a classical music style, and we had like different light. We have kind of installations. So it was not only exhibition. It was also fun. And what we did, we hired researchers, historians, and with them we worked to find the stories related to these places. So each picture
Mhm.
had a legend. So it was not just that this building was built this and this year, but it was mainly about legends which were surrounding these places, and it was quite
So
nice. I
it was
liked
a
it,
real
and
performance, not a boring museum style, right? It was a
exactly,
performance, right? That's
yeah.
awesome. And I love that, the creative formats, new formats, and something fresh, something youth will like, will enjoy.
Mhm.
And in Georgia, everybody sings, and everybody sings so well. Uh, you think that they're professionals, but no, no, I'm just a doctor, who loves to sing, or a businessman. You're like, my God, you sing better like than like most of professional singers do, right? So like, what are you doing here? You should be on stage. And everybody has fantastic voice. Absolutely. Do you sing when
uh,
drink wine or after?
no, when I drink wine, of course, but I play guitar,
It's a
and
tradition,
I can
right?
sing, but
There.
I can sing, but I play guitar in a group, and we have such a good singer that when he sings, I prefer to keep quiet because he's much better than me.
Yeah, I see. And I wanted to ask, the pictures you did for Wikipedia, uh, are they part of your double album, Mtsminda? Is it
Yes,
correct?
exactly.
Because I thought
Yes.
like two Mtsmin, like two ts in the beginning. It's a
No,
very
it's
hard word.
it's the name of the district in Tbilisi. So basically, the first pictures were of this kind of unknown places on Tazminda. And then I expanded on the whole city. But first kind of pilot project was in Tazminda, and that's why I called it in the album Tazminda. And I think I need to change this in my CV and call it just Tbilisi places, because it's not only Tazminda anymore. It's the whole.
Yeah, if you thought that Tbilisi is not an easy name, right, of a city, then Tazminda will change your mind.
Yeah, it's a
How easy to
Tazminda.
pronounce. Huh?
It's a Tazminda. Tazminda. Try to separate
Tazminda,
this
right?
word. Yeah, Mta means mountain, and Tminda means saint. So that is to say, it's Saint Mountain.
Saint Mountain, yeah. So Mkatsminda.
Mtatsminda is T.
Mkatsminda.
Yeah.
Almost there, right? Awesome. Because when I read, the title of the album, I was like, really? Like, 5 letters in the beginning, and really hard to pronounce. So you should edit that, on your bio, so that people who doesn't speak Georgian can pronounce it. So I know that you also presented your works at Glasgow Gallery.
Yeah.
When was that?
Yeah.
And how many pictures were exhibited?
Now, these were the same pictures which are selected now for the Nil Gallery. It's the same album, and it was 2 years ago I started doing this project, and by that time it was only 2 pictures from this album which I presented, because I only had these 2. So I've sent them, and they selected, and they liked it, and then I said, well, I will continue to do this this album, and so then I added the pictures, and now it's presented in New York.
That's fantastic, and congratulations. I loved your pictures. They are so beautiful, and the
Thank you very
nature,
much.
Caucasus. I'm from the Caucasus, from Nalchik, so it's
Okay.
incredible. The culture and the nature in the summer, and also in the winter, the mountains. You have shown
Yeah, because
the
you have a lot
beauty.
of mountains in Nalchik, right?
Yeah, Elbrus is there,
Yeah,
the highest
I know.
peak in Europe. So come on, I invite you, and we make a photo shoot there, okay?
With a pleasure.
You'll take a
But
picture. And
before you can.
at last, I'll have a great photo shoot in my homeland. My dream will come true. And actually, in Batumi, I was staying in a hotel, and the view from the hotel was so fantastic. You can see the water and the mountains. Oh, so good. And when I saw your photos, I was like, oh my God, they take me back to Georgia. And I'm like, it's so beautiful and just breathtaking views, and you captured them. And I also loved the views with cows, the nature in the summer and the cows. And also the people, in the mountains, the couple, right? So there is a girl and guy. And I also wanted to know, George, there is another picture taken from above, right? And there are
Yes.
2 small, very, very small figures of people. I wanted to know, is it the same couple as the one on another picture?
No. No. That
They
picture
left
I
because
was
it
on.
cold.
No, this couple, I actually went on the peak of the mountain, and in this particular area you have either very sunny weather or very foggy weather, and if you're really lucky, you have something in between, which means that on the peak of the mountain it's very sunny, and when you look below it's very cloudy. So I knew that day it was this kind of weather, so I went to capture from above clouds, and you have kind of like God's view. You look on the earth and you see like clouds. And then there I saw this couple. They were from Russia, and
Wow.
this
There.
guy was taking this guy was taking
Maybe I know
picture of this
him.
girl, and when I just came out from the this
Out
cabin
of
from the
nowhere,
lift
from above.
out of
I was
nowhere,
like, he took this
I
picture
saw
like from where? From heaven?
and
From the
I saw
cloud?
them take this picture, and I asked them to do it again. I was like, "Can you do it again?" And they did, and she jumped, and I took this picture when she jumped, and then when I developed this picture, I really liked it, and said, "Well, there is an emotion because we see the behind, but we also see the reaction of these two." Mm. So I loved it, and then the other picture was done. I think it was different trip. I was on the lift and I was watching with my camera, and I saw these two free riders. And what I liked that before I noticed they were with these lines, it was like a painting, and I was looking for people because I just didn't want to have only just a landscape. And when
Mm-hmm.
I saw
And
this too, I thought, well, I will take this picture now. And I took it, and when it came out, I said, well, it's like as if they are making a painting on the snow.
yes, and this picture also reminded me a football field, with the snow on it, right?
Yeah.
Like, who is there? Oh, there's one person, there's another person. And how high were you, to take that picture? Where were you standing, to take it?
I was on the, the lift
On
that
top of the
takes you on the
mountain?
mountain. Yeah, that.
Oh, yeah,
Uh,
you conquered the mountain to take that picture? Or what?
of course, of course.
That's what I thought.
And you see, I don't know if you see in the video, but lenses. You
Yeah,
see,
it
like
seems.
these are. It's like a telescope, so you need this
Yes.
kind of lenses to see very far. So I used the telescopic lenses to really see that far what was going.
That's incredible. It's probably heavy, right?
Not really.
Not really. Okay. So we have a question from Ermira. She's asking, what has been a memorable project of yours and why?
Uh, I think all the projects are memorable because they are related to certain emotions, and I personally believe that we are always doing projects with love, and it's love for someone, and then this project reminds us of the people who were involved, or for whom we were making, or of whom we were thinking while we were making this project.
I don't hear you. I've lost sound. Oh, now I hear
Uh,
you. Can you
Now, do
repeat
you
the
hear
last
me?
5 lines?
Okay. Yeah.
Because I lost the sound. So you were talking about people that inspired the work, people you loved while taking pictures, and then you
Yeah.
stopped loving them, but you can remember the feeling
Yeah.
during the.
No, I still love them. I never stopped loving anyone.
What's wrong with you, George?
uh, but I think that in terms of photography, this project, this mountain project, is the most memorable for me because I grew up in the mountains. I was going in the winter sports school when I was child, and just several years ago, I decided to go back there and capture uh, the place where I grew up. So it had all some kind of nostalgia for me.
So it reminds you of your childhood, right? Like the happy
Of
moments
course,
and like the best places, right?
yeah, it was very, very difficult when I was kid because it was when we were in the winter sports school, there was no, so it was quite hard working.
I see. So that's incredible. So George, I want to say that your photography is absolutely unique, and the
Thank
pictures are breathtaking. And it's not just a picture of a beautiful nature. You know, you really take the pictures with love, and that's why they are great. You know, the
you.
secret of a great picture is just taking it with love, right? So it's
Of
the same.
course.
When it comes to a cell phone, if you give someone your cell phone and asks to take a picture, and people are like, most of them have no talent
Yeah.
of a photographer, and they do it like without any feelings or just with hate, and that's why most of pictures turn terrible. And you're like, I didn't ask to take a bad picture. I asked to take a picture, first of all, with me in it, not without me, right? I could do without me too. So, and if you take it with love for the person uh, taking a picture of, right? Or a subject, you will try to make it the best way, to make it, fantastic, right? To make it beautiful. And then it turns fantastic.
You're absolutely right. I think everything we do, like especially in the arts, if there's no feeling, then it won't be good. Someone
Yes,
may
and there won't
like
be
it, but you know that
no one
you
will like it. Even if the creator doesn't like it. So, come on, what are you talking about? And
no, if the creator doesn't like it, then nobody will like it.
yes, and
Although
there must be feelings. I agree like 100% because audience feels it. There must be something behind the work, and it should be inspired by love, hate, whatever, like revenge, whatever. But there
well,
must be
at least
any
there should be a
feeling.
feeling.
Yes, there must be a feeling. And New York Elite writes, we would love to interview you as well and learn more about your story and talents. So you're gonna have an
With a pleasure.
interview there. Yes, that's
With a
incredible. And
pleasure.
I personally would love to know more and see more of your works. And I wanted to know, do you take pictures of people or nature and mountains are your biggest interest?
No, I take pictures of people,
Like
and
portraits?
actually,
You do portraits?
yeah, I do portraits. One of probably my first real work was in Paris. We had the exercise because our photography teacher, he said, well, you need to take pictures of people, but you need to make it in a French Baroque style, in French Baroque
Hmm,
painting.
of course.
It was kind of after Renaissance, the movement, and he said first you go to the Louvre Museum. It was free
Mm-hmm.
for students in Paris. You go
Well,
there,
that's good news.
yeah, that was amazing. So he asked us to go to Louvre and learn French Baroque painting like really well, pay attention to the light, and then take the picture of like portraits in that style. So that was a tricky exercise because you had to kind of match the masters of painting who are in the Louvre Museum, and we did
Well,
our
it's a great
best.
example, to
Yeah, we did
look
our
up
best.
to.
Yeah. I still think that the paintings are much better than my pictures, but the paintings which are in Louvre.
But
But still, we
it's a
did it
different
with
format. It's
it's
a
a
different
different format,
format.
but yeah, but also different artists. Like they were like world's best artists by that time, and still up to now they have
Mm-hmm.
amazing pictures. But we try to match kind of masters, which is always very difficult to do because
Mm-hmm.
they have been in Louvre for centuries, and even now they are considered as like genius of painting, and we were like beginners. But it was a good exercise because he was always saying that if you want to take an example, take an example from the best people. And we're trying on the pictures which I made. I like them, but of of course, they were nowhere near of those masters. But it was I asked the people I really loved. I asked and I took pictures of them, and every time I look at these pictures, I remember this my days in Paris in when I was student, and these people who are on the pictures, and I really like it. And of course, if you have a feeling towards a person, then the picture is really good. Either you need to love, or maybe you need to hate them. But if you're indifferent, that's
Yes,
the worst thing.
that works too. That works for me.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
works.
much feeling, strong feeling, you know,
Yeah.
like a strong love or strong hate.
But you should have feeling, because
Yeah.
if you are indifferent and you have no feeling, then
No, no, that's the worst thing, you
that's the
know,
worst thing.
indifference, you know, that's the worst thing for any artist and for any work, you know. And I loved the exercise that your teacher gave you, right? It's incredible to take an example from the best works and from the paintings. It's absolutely fantastic. I love it.
Yeah, and in Paris they thought that, look, you have the world's best museum in this city. It's free for students to go there. Now go and live there, because once you're not student,
Absolutely there.
once you finish this school, it won't be free anymore. And remember that people from all over the world are coming to
Come,
see
yeah,
this,
to
and you
see.
have a free access. So just enjoy and use this time.
Yes. Oh, of course. I mean, there are many great museums, and Metropolitan Museum of Art is so huge. It's just fantastic. And my personal favorite is Guggenheim. It's
Mm.
chamber, and all my favorite artists are there. You know, everyone is there. Everyone I love is there. It's so cool. And I love the design of the building itself. So, like, everything about it, inside and outside. So I can't wait to go to Louvre one day,
Mhm.
and you really are lucky, you know, to have such an incredible experience and not just be there as a tourist or as a student, but also to enjoy the art and to take a great example, you know, and great influence and uh, do something your own based on these fantastic paintings. Absolutely great.
Yeah.
Great basis. You have a great basis, great education.
And that's one of the reasons why Paris, New York, London are such great cities, because there are great museums there. Uh,
Of course.
or Hermitage also in Petersburg is amazing.
Yes.
I really love it.
And
Uh,
Tretyakov Gallery in Moscow, like in every big
yeah,
city, you know, in cultural capital, you have fantastic places to go and to visit, and you must go, you know, it's a must-see thing, you know, why not, right? Of course, nature is beautiful, you know, sightseeing is very important, but the most important thing is the culture, you know, and you should meet the people and you should learn more about each culture. And I really enjoy it, you know, when I travel, I go to all the museums. Like last time I was in Istanbul, I went to 4 museums per day, and that was my record. You know? I was like, okay, I need to
four
see
museums. Quite a lot.
in one day. Yeah,
Yeah.
so Museum of Modern Art, like Museum, Madame Tussauds Museum. There was Orhan Pamuk's Museum of Innocence, and there was a fourth museum as well. So many places to go, and you want to see as much as possible, but physically you can do more, you know. But you know, I love it. I really love it. So I wish you best of luck, George. And I have no
Thank you
doubt
very
that your
much.
work will be in the museums soon while you are alive. So no worries.
You know what I did? You know what I
Yes.
did?
What?
Once I made these architecture pictures of Tbilisi, first I started to print like postcards for tourists, and then I had these pictures at home, and I said, I'll give it to the museum shop so they will sell it for tourists. So I gave them,
Yes.
and technically I'm already in the museum.
Wow. That I
Because
knew, you know, I had that feeling, you know, and that's a great idea. And to do also posters and to sign them, you know, like numbered posters, like 500 posters exclusively signed by a photographer. That's special. And if you can't buy a painting, you know, of an artist, you can buy a poster of that painting, right? So anyone can afford that, or a postcard. It's always fantastic. I buy like postcards of Basquiat works or Andy Warhol. I love them so much. You know, it's like, okay, I can't afford Frida's painting. I don't have $2 million yet, but I can buy a booklet and a
No,
card
what I mean,
and a bag.
what I did was different. I gave the pictures, which were already printed, to the museum shop.
Yeah,
And
so they can sell it at a souvenir store.
In Georgia, nobody else had done it before, because I don't know, nobody had the idea to give it to the museum shops. And I was the first one. I think I'm still the only one who sells the pictures in the museum shops. But now in my CV, it's written in my biography, the only photographer whose pictures are sold in the museum. Well, technically they are sold in the museum because it's a museum shop, but
No,
but
but
it
that's
sounds better.
true. No, it's incredible. It's incredible. And who is your favorite photographer?
Many. It's very hard to say. Maybe I'll be less original if I say it's Duano, because one picture of this couple each other is I for me it's the best picture ever taken.
And that's
But
it?
they were
Anyone else? Maybe Annie
oh they are
Leibovitz, Helmut Newton,
yes, of course, of course.
Robert Whitman.
Yes, maybe this the Czech photographer. I forgot his last name, but there was uh, mm, I like Thomas Dvorak, who is like a contemporary photographer, who's a war photographer, and he's bringing like amazing pictures from all over the world. I don't know, it's very hard. Magnum photographers, I think all of them, they are amazing.
Hmm.
Uh,
Mario Testino, yeah, is one of the greatest in my opinion. He's just fantastic.
yeah, and it's very hard to say like which particular photographer because they are quite many. Uh, Also in Georgia, we had a lot of, we still have a lot of photographers, mostly from the Soviet times.
Hmm.
Those who were in the 60s, in the 70s, they are still taking pictures, but who made like very iconic pictures of
Hmm.
which characterize the history of Georgia. When you see that picture, you know what was happening that year, what was happening in these days. Uh, it's very difficult to pick one photographer. I don't
Hmm.
know.
Yeah, I mean, it's normal, you know, when you grow up, you like one, and then you learn about others, and you see so many outstanding works, and something influences you, right? Something inspires you
Mm,
more than another. But anyway, you know, Mikhail Baryshnikov is also a great photographer. He
absolutely.
does fantastic pictures at rehearsals and like outside, inside. But an incredible talent, not just a legendary ballet dancer but also a great actor and a great photographer. I love his work so much. Absolutely fantastic. I saw a few exhibitions. I visited, you know, exhibitions of his works, and I can't wait, you know, to see new works. I'm so excited. So if you're talented in many things.
Well, he is definitely talented in many things.
Yeah, absolutely, no
In the
doubt.
beginning,
And
I
you
didn't know
want
that these were like I thought it was two separate people, and then someone told me that it's the same person.
Mikhail Baryshnikov, yes,
Mm,
and he did incredible photography of Merce Cunningham, and the exhibition
mhm,
was named Merce My Way. It was so good. You know, the
mhm,
pictures were a little bit blurry, so that was the style,
mhm,
and with dancers in the movement, and you know, so unique. You can see the style. So, in my opinion, the most important thing for a photographer to have is his own personal style so that people can recognize that it's your
mhm.
picture, nobody else's.
Actually, I'll tell you one thing. There's an amazing French photographer called Raymond Depardon. I don't know if you know him,
Hmm.
and he switched to documentary filmmaking. And we were talking about portraits, right? And he has a documentary film which he made in South Africa. And but he's like definitely a photographer. When you see his documentaries, you see that he's a photographer who is making these movies. And he has one sequence when there's kind of a panoramic view on the desert, and there's a voiceover saying that now I'm going to film for 1 minute a guy, and there will be 1 minute of just his face without any sound, without any words. And if you enjoy watching him for 1 minute, that is the great thing for casting. You always need to take the characters who you just watch, who you just enjoy watching. And he's taking portrait of Nelson Mandela, and you see for 1 minute Mandela's face. He's just staring in the camera, and you watch 1 minute, and there's nothing, no words, nobody is talking, but you just enjoy. And you understand
Of course.
what this photographer was meaning. And I also think that when you make a portrait of a person, it's very important to have someone you really enjoy, who has a face which tells a lot of things. When you look at Mandela, his face tells you so many stories. And I think this is very important. And this I borrowed from Depardon. I think it was a very good lesson for me.
Yeah, I
Okay.
absolutely agree. You should take a picture of a real personality, not just anyone,
Yeah.
in the shot, but a true personality, an outstanding person who has a lot to say. And even if it's a silent movie or a clip, eyes talk, right? So
Exactly.
you see the wisdom in his eyes. You see the struggle he's been through, the pain, the jail, everything, he faced, and everything is written in the eyes. And if you have a great hero, you'll have a great movie and a great photo, no doubt. So both are
And you have story
talent,
behind.
story, yes.
If you know that person, then you have a story behind, and his face tells you the story.
Yes. And you should also know the background of the person, not just, oh, I'm talented, he's a legend. We'll just make it a quick a photo shoot and it will turn great. No, you should know everything about the person. So you should admire the person, and then it will turn fantastic, just as it did, with Mandela.
Or you should know the context, because you remember this. There's a famous picture of a child in Afghanistan. It's a very, very
Yes,
beautiful picture, a very beautiful face. You don't know who this person is, but you know the context, you know the environment
the
and the
girl.
background, and that
Yes.
makes this picture very emotional.
I think I saw it at the National Geographic geography cover. Like the girl, like looking at you like this, right? Like, with blue eyes, right?
Yes,
You're talking about
yeah,
that picture?
yeah.
Yes. I mean,
I'm
it's
talking about this
iconic.
picture.
Yes. I mean, it stays in your memory. You're not gonna confuse this picture or this girl like with any other girl, So it's just so strong, and you also see the pain a child is going through, during the war, right? So you can't act like this, right? You
Mm.
can't fake it. It should be true, and it should be captured, on the right time, So I wish you
Yeah,
best of luck, George. It's my honor to talk to you and to meet you virtually. And I
yeah.
enjoyed your pictures a lot, and I can't wait to see more and to buy postcards of your photos. Please write the name of the museum. So when I go to Tbilisi, hopefully this year, I will go there and buy the pictures and say, I know this photographer. I interviewed him on Instagram,
when
and we are about to make
when
photo
you
shoot
come
on
to Tbilisi,
Elbrus.
you write me. When you come to Tbilisi, you write me, and I will show you these places
Yes, I
in
want that
life.
tour to the prison. Please take me there. In old abandoned places. I have a prison outfit, you know, the orange jumpsuit. I have state prison. I bought it at Halloween store. It's my favorite. So I have an outfit. I'll look very, you know, natural there. So we'll have a fantastic photo shoot there. Don't forget your camera and your telescope, please.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
Uh,
bye, George.
well, thank you very much for the to the gallery for the selection, and I'm very, very over the moon that I'm there. So it's a big honor for me.
It's an honor for us too to have outstanding young talents, and you know, to meet these people and to see their works and to show these works to the whole world and to open new names. That's what it's all about, to open new names, so that you'll be in the list of great photographers, and we will be like, oh, we opened him, you know, like at New York New Gallery, you know,
Well,
2022,
I,
fifth edition.
I was listening to your previous conversation, and I don't know, you or the guest said that if someone wins in your gallery, then they are becoming very famous. So,
I said that,
so I
yes.
hope. Yeah.
Yeah, no doubt. Trust me. You're gonna wake
And
up internationally famous now.
and someone apparently won 350 awards, right?
Yes, 350, Nicolas P. Villarreal. He
Yeah.
might be
But
on IG Live on 10th, January 10th. So join us. Watch
I'm not
other
sure. I'm not sure that I
content.
want 350 because I don't have so much place in my house.
Trust me, you can rent another house, make a huge office for your upcoming projects. May it be the biggest problem in your life, you know, where to put the words, you know.
Yeah, you're right.
So I wish you never-ending inspiration and
Oh,
constant
thank you.
success, George.
Thank you, and wish a very good exhibition this year and next year's.
Yes, thank you. Bye.
Mhm. Bye.
So guys, I'll see you in 10 minutes and we'll continue.